Bass Light Building, they are renting the building. And she's making, am I not correct, they're paying $2,500 a month rent?
We don't get about, we get an
But I'm saying they're paying
like 32,000, 31,800.
and this is their, going into the 4th year, they've been paying for 3 years. They did have air conditioning problems, and it was one, I think, a minor leak at the front of the building. But they are renting, so we are responsible when they are renting the property. And also is that the Heilig-Meyers Building is that it is an old building. And I think Ms. Banks, when she went into that building, that she was aware of the condition of the building. And also Mr. Brown, our code enforcement, I think, said that it would, quote in the minutes that it would cost her like at least $200,000 to get the building rehab like that she would want it. But I want to say too, after the completion of repairs and improvements totaling $16,000 to be made by landlord as provided, all buildings and improvements on said premises shall be kept and maintained outside and inside in good substantial order and repaired by the tenant at her cost and expense. And tenant shall, at her sole cost and expense, be responsible for all repairs and replacements to the improvement. I'm speaking, Mrs. Commissioner, including the roof, foundation, structural supports, and exterior walls of the building, the heating and air conditioning systems, plumbing, and other electrical repairs. So basically, approximately 16 months ago, Mrs. Banks told the board that the water pressure was not strong enough at the Heilig-Meyers Building. This was not covered under the lease agreement, but the board voted to use taxpayers' funds to get the pressure up in her business. Late last year, Mrs. Banks sent us word that she wanted us to repair the roof at her business, even though it was not covered under the lease to purchase agreement. If the board approves giving Ms. Banks $34,500, an estimated cost to replace the roof, and I think most everybody present expects the board to approve this request, Weldon taxpayers will have spent in excess of $50,000. So far, we have received $6,000 in payment. That means the town of Weldon has lost $44,000 on the Heilig-Meyers Building. Some board members say we have to pay bills like this to protect our investment. I contend we actually are paying for repairs to protect her investment, not Weldon citizens' investment. From the very beginning, Mr. Brown told Mrs. Banks that repairing the building to fix her needs would cost $200,000. It appears that Weldon taxpayers are doing most of the paying. 2 years ago, when the board was discussing this lease, I said that it would be cheaper if we just gave the Heilig-Meyers Building to her. Now, 2 years and $50,000 later, I suggest that we don't give her the $34,500 and instead give her the Heilig-Meyers Building. This lease to purchase agreement has been a horrible deal for Weldon taxpayers, and it will only get worse. And probably just as important, or more important, Weldon citizens, not Mrs. Banks, are liable for any incident that may occur at the Heilig-Meyers Building because we carry the liability insurance. I also may add that with the closing of the cogen, Weldon will lose approximately $1 million in revenue when you include the revenue from the water usage. This is a lot of budget cutting, and we can't continue to pay Mrs. Banks repairs when we are not under any obligation to do so. I can think of no good reason to give Mrs. Banks $34,500. You have a motion on the floor?
That we research that, please, thank you.
And I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
All right, we have a motion on the floor?
Yes.
Okay, all right, I'm calling for, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Opposed, but I'm not even sure what we're opposing. Our attorney made a suggestion before we made a motion, and we didn't address that. I don't know what we're voting for. Because we have the college policy. But our attorney made a suggestion about that. Do we want?
That was included, we said, the cost, the estimate cost.
Consider adding the cost to the motion, so we can have what the cost was.
But we can't do that because we don't have bids.
She said we can
Thank
do
you,
it.
Elizabeth.
She did. Yeah, that was.
Do we not have to have three?
Okay, I think we're finished, we're basically finished with this. All right, we have, under new business, item number 8 is PNC encroachment agreement, which is the